You and the entrances, man. I don't know.
You know you love it.
Yeah, welcome to Cheap Pops. I'm Dave.
I'm Nick.
And yes, this is his wrestling ring, and it is way too damn big for all these action figures. But it's a ringside exclusive, ringside collectibles exclusive, right?
Yes.
It's actually got real ring canvas and all the skirts and stuff.
Yep.
It's pretty cool, I got to admit. If you haven't figured it out by now, we're talking about wrestling. We're going to be talking about an event with the NWO. So, but there's a lot other stuff to go on as well. Some news. Of course, the big news right now. AJ Lee has returned to WWE. I watched that return on SmackDown. That's one of the biggest pops I've heard in a long time.
Oh, definitely.
It was pure emotion. That's one of the things I love about being a wrestling fan. When you get a pop like that, when somebody returns, you get the pure emotion from the fans. I really love that stuff. And I see like Vince Russo and like Bully Ray and all them saying that the way Becky Lynch reacted with, the look on her face. A lot of these old timers I just don't understand. They were saying, oh, she shouldn't have acted scared. She's a chicken shit heel. That's the whole point. I mean, if Triple H didn't act scared when Cactus Jack came out, it would have ruined the whole thing back in 1997.
Definitely.
So, just a lot of these old timers, either they're kissing WWE's ass or their takes are just horrible. I'm sorry. And that's my opinion, and maybe my opinion's wrong too, but as a fan, some of these old timers are so jaded that they've got to comment on everything, and then some of their takes are just bad, in my opinion.
Definitely bad.
What are you going to do? And I watched Collision from the 6th of September. Big Bill cut a promo because the 2300 Arena is where they're doing their residency right now. That's the ECW arena. And that is where Big Bill had his seizure due to his alcohol addiction. And he cut a promo saying he's a tough guy from New York City and that he hasn't seen one of the tough guys from New York City in a while. And he called out Eddie Kingston. So that spells out the return for Eddie Kingston. I'm all for it on AEW.
Yes.
They need a big-time babyface and somebody that can talk, and Eddie Kingston is that guy. When he finally comes out, that crowd's going to go fucking nuts, and I'm here for it.
So, yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but on YouTube now, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling has been released.
Ooh.
They're releasing 4 episodes every Saturday morning at different time intervals. There's only 26 episodes, so, that's only going to go a few weeks. But to know that those Rockin' Wrestling episodes are up on YouTube, that's awesome.
Yes.
Because before you would have to go online and buy a bootleg DVD of those, which is fine. I mean, if you want them a hard copy in your collection, that's fine. But to know that they're going to be on YouTube is awesome.
Speaking of, I can't remember the name of the series, but it was on a YouTube exclusive. They released it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It was...
I think one of the reasons holding it back is Jesse Ventura actually does a voice on the Rockin' Wrestling cartoon. So that might have been the holdup for them releasing it. Now they have that deal with Jesse, so, they got the deal that he's doing, so they could probably, they can use his likeness and all that since he's getting... What are you doing? What are you doing?
There we go.
Hell of a Boss?
Yep, that's the series that it was a YouTube exclusive that they have on Amazon Prime now.
Okay.
I'm very interested in watching it because I have a dark sense of humor.
Okay, I was going to say, I have no idea what the hell that is, but alright. Yeah, I might check it out, I don't know. Something special for me. Deonna Purrazzo beat Rachel Ellering in the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Tournament. I've talked about it before. Deonna Purrazzo is my favorite wrestler, so knowing that she's back out there and she's doing stuff, and she's saying that she's going to start doing more indie bookings to get back into, the form that she used to be in. Because if you watch any of her Impact Wrestling stuff from 2019, 2020, 2021, she was on another level on Impact back in the day. So it's good to see her getting back out there. The only match that I really am happy, there's other. Trick Williams is going to be defending the world title against Mike Santana, and I hope Santana finally wins the title. That'll be really cool. But at Bound for Glory in October, one last time, the Dudleys, I'm sure they're going to call themselves Team 3D, although they've got deals with WWE, so I don't know why they can't call them the Dudleys. Right. It's going to be them against the Hardys at Bound for Glory, so that's going to be really cool. And somebody I work with said, it sucks that Edge and Christian can't be there. Well, they're under contract to other people, so it's kind of hard to do that. And then, I don't know if you watched Raw from the 8th, but Raquel Rodriguez and Lyra Valkyria had a really good match. I'm really impressed with the way Raquel is working now. She's working like her size, because she's huge. She's like, 6'2", 6'3", and Kevin Nash gave her the advice to start working bigger, like that's what you are, and she has been. And I think she's gotten so much better since she's changed her style. I think her being with the Judgment Day has really helped her a lot. Yes. And her and Lyra had a really good match. Lyra was up on the top rope and she was kicking Raquel, and Raquel grabbed her foot and grabbed her by the throat and did the Tejana bomb, like an avalanche Tejana bomb to win. So I thought that was really cool. So that's a match you should go out of your way to watch, is Raquel and Lyra. And I still don't get the hate on Lyra from a lot of people saying she's not over. The crowd was cheering for her pretty big in that match. So, I don't know if we mentioned this in the last episode. I think a lot of it is they're piping in crowd noise for a lot of these matches of people they want to get over, and then they're not realizing who is actually over because of the crowd noise that they're piping in.
Oh, so, definitely.
We got to talk about this.
Dark match.
We're not going to give any spoilers.
No.
Because it's a good movie. Well, it's a cheesy movie, but it's a good movie. Dark match. Stephen Ogg from Grand Theft Auto, right?
And from...
He was on The Walking Dead, too, right? Okay. And, of course, the main bad guy is Chris Jericho. It's pretty much... It's set in the 80s, which I really like. I mean, they even talk about Betamax, which is awesome. Yes. It's an independent promotion, but they have a TV deal, so that's cool. But they go to like this backwoods town to do a private show for like, what was it, 10K?
Yes, 10K.
And it's a horror movie, so you can imagine what goes on. It's really good. I don't want to give any spoilers. I was expecting more gore, to be honest, but I thought the story was really well done. The acting was good.
Very good for a low budget movie.
Yeah, I thought this was very, very well done. I watched some of the behind the scenes on this, and the effects on this movie were mostly practical effects. So I really like that, the fact that they took the time to do that.
Yes, especially being set in the 80s.
Right. So this is available at Walmart for $15, the DVD. I would highly recommend it. I thought it was a really good movie. Did you watch any of WWE Clash in Paris?
Bits and pieces.
Okay. So this happened on the 31st of August. The international crowd, they're doing the singing and all that stuff, which is fine. I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it. Stop doing the intros where the people are walking into the arena and you're hyping up everything that's going to happen. You're getting back to the point where it feels like Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn are running the show.
Definitely.
Back in the day, SmackDown used to feel different than Raw. They had different theme songs. The vibe was different. The colors were different. It just doesn't... It feels like it's too autonomous now. It feels like it's too slick. They're doing the same thing for each show. They need to diversify. I mean, NXT feels completely different than Raw and SmackDown right now. There needs to be that separation between the other brands as well. I don't like the way they do... They're starting to get into the same formula again, and I don't like it.
No.
The product is... not all the product is good, but they got a lot of good things going on, but they're starting to get back into the old ways of doing things, and I think it's going to... Along with the ticket prices being the way they are, you're turning off a lot of people, and I don't want to get back to the point where I'm just watching it out of habit. It's just... I don't want to do that. I want the pay-per-views to feel different than the show, Raw and SmackDown. And right now, with the way you're doing things, they don't. Saturday night's main event doesn't feel different. It did at the beginning when you were doing the retro videos and stuff, but it doesn't have the same flavor that of diversity like it did when you first started going to Netflix and changing the stations to going to USA. It needs different feels to it, and there needs to be opening videos with music and not the crappy like mumble rap that the Travis Scott stuff.
Oh.
I'm not saying you need to go back to like Seether and like Union Underground and stuff like that, but you need something up tempo and you need hype up videos. You have so much footage of all of these wrestlers. You could be doing different intro videos every fucking week with music. It would be so easy to do, but I just hope they would do that. I enjoyed Clash in Paris. Sometimes the PLEs this year have been kind of hit or miss. Like SummerSlam definitely did not feel like a SummerSlam.
No.
But when they do these international shows, sometimes they can be really good. I mean, you opened with Roman Reigns against Bronson Reed. That's a pretty heavy match to start out with. So I thought it was faster paced than usual for Roman's matches. At one point, Bronson Reed put the shoes that he stole from Roman Reigns around Paul Heyman's neck. It looked ridiculous around Paul Heyman's neck. At one point, they got entangled up around Paul Heyman's neck, and you could see him on camera. He's like facing the hard camera, and you can see him trying to untangle it during the match, and then he goes over to the side where the commentators are to get out a camera shot so he could untangle the shoes, and then he went back onto the hard camera side, which I thought was funny. He's such a pro. He realized what it was making him look like, that it was making him look stupid, and he finally fixed it, which I thought was great.
Absolutely.
Roman won, and then Braun Breaker speared him through the announce table after Roman was like standing on the announce table celebrating. And then a dead run in the aisle, from a dead run in the aisle, he speared him. And then they did a tsunami. Bronson Reed did a tsunami on him. That is such a devastating looking move.
Oh, definitely.
I bet you he doesn't even touch the guy when he does it. Like he's just that much of a pro. And with Wade Barrett screaming tsunami, it just makes it so good. But like I said, it added more with Barrett yelling it. And Roman got stretchered out, which you don't see a lot, which I thought was actually pretty cool. But I mean, it gives Roman a chance to go do whatever he's doing. And that's why you haven't seen Cody lately. Cody's out filming the Street Fighter movie, because I guess he's playing Colonel Guile. So that'll
nice.
That'll be interesting to see. I'm hoping they CGI out the neck tattoo, but
it was cool to see him make a little bit of a cameo in the new Naked Gun movie.
I saw that. Yeah, he plays like a bartender.
Yes.
That's great that they're branching out and doing that stuff. That's
Absolutely.
Cool, that's fine with me. I haven't seen the Naked Gun movie, but I'm sure I will.
I might actually break down and actually try to get it on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll watch it because Liam Neeson, he doesn't do a lot of comedy, but like when he did the cameo in Ted 2, with the tricks box and all that, he's like Leslie Nielsen. He's so deadpan that he makes it hilarious. So I think it'll be great. So I think that was a good opening match with Roman and Bronson Reed. I think elevating Bronson Reed is a good thing. To me, he's like this generation's Earthquake, a guy that can, or a Bam Bam that can really do a lot of things. And they need, you've got the athletic guy in Braun Breaker that can, run the ropes at 23 miles an hour and all that stuff. But having a big guy like Bronson Reed really makes me happy. Not just because I'm fat, but I really like the days of like when you had Earthquake and you had One Man Gang and Typhoon and the guys that can move, that are huge, that can move. I think that's really good.
And Monster fucking heels.
Yeah, I think it's great. And Braun Breaker is doing like the Steiner style promos where he's just like glitching out and and all that stuff and not making sense, in his promos and stuff. And I think that's funny too. The next match was for the tag titles.
I think the best one that he did was, "You're 45, he's 48. That's 100."
Yeah, you're 100. Yeah, that just is so stupid.
Between both of you, that's 100.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Steiner man.
Right, yeah. It's just I actually posted the Steiner promo on my Facebook the other day because it's the greatest promo in the history of wrestling. But so the tag titles, the Street Profits with B-Fab, they came out wearing Borderlands attire because they're promoting the new Borderlands game, and WWE is doing anything they can to make money. So against the Wyatt Six, they've been teasing problems with the Profits, and they were doing it again in this match, which. You don't have a lot of quality I mean, I guess if you're going to break them up, they've been together like 8 years, so if you're finally going to do it. And Montez Ford seems like the kind of guy that they're going to go with. I hope Angelo Dawkins doesn't become the Marty Jannetty of this group.
Oh, God, I hope not.
End up getting thrown through a window or something.
No, he's going to jump through the window.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby, calm down. The Wyatts are really cohesive as a team. I really like the frenetic way they do things and the offbeat, off-kilter stuff that they do. Dexter Lumis is creepy and Joe Gacy just looks like a wild man. And then you got Nikki Cross on the outside and then Uncle Howdy sitting in the chair. Uncle Howdy got involved on the outside and the Wyatts retained. I didn't expect them to lose the title that quickly. So, that's cool. The Women's Intercontinental title, Nikki Bella against Becky Lynch. I really did not care about watching this match. They did a thing where they were out on the outside and Nikki Bella was like ramming Becky Lynch's head into the announce table. Becky Lynch was doing this, putting her own head through the table because Nikki Bella just could not get the timing down. It was like that one time where Steiner went to slam Christian's head into the steps and Christian did it himself. And Nikki completely missed a springboard kick. She was like 3 feet off and Becky almost sold it, so it just... And I get it. She hasn't been in the ring for a while, but, I mean, she whiffed on it completely. So it just... and Becky got a backslide out of nowhere and retained. That's like a couple times this year where people are winning with backslides. Yes. It's really fun to see. Then they did a Donnybrook match. Rusev against Sheamus. This is like the 8th time they've wrestled, so I really didn't care. But I watched it. I mean, it was entertaining. They had a stack of barrels because, it had like a pub theme.
The new the Cracker Barrel logo.
Yeah, right, yeah. They had the Slim Jim tables. They had kendo sticks. Rusev did the Accolade on top of the barrels. And Sheamus did the white noise off of the barrels through 2 tables. Rusev kicked out of the Broad Kick. And then he did the Accolade with the shillelagh handle in Sheamus's mouth and got the win. And now they're teasing... Rusev against Penta, and that person will be the #1 contender for the Intercontinental title. I think, because I'm going to talk about a preview later of the AAA Worlds Collide event that's coming up, I think Dominic Mysterio is going to win the AAA Mega Championship, and then he's going to lose the Intercontinental title. I think that's what's going to happen. So he's still going to have a belt. Judgment Day will still have the tag belts, and he'll still have a belt. I think that's the way it's going to go. Dominic will get so much heat in Mexico if he wins that title.
Oh, definitely.
And then if he loses the Intercontinental title and goes back to AAA and still brags about the title that he does have, it's going to be even better. So I think that's the best scenario. And then John Cena versus Logan Paul. I thought it was really interesting that Logan Paul was doing uppercuts and... Cole said it was a Cesaro-style uppercut. The fact that they even mentioned the name Cesaro when Claudio's on the other channel, I thought that was interesting. I think... Well,
I'm hoping that we eventually boil down to where every promotion is like a brotherhood instead of...
You're never going to see it because WWE is way too petty.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony Khan just wants to run his company and be happy.
Yeah.
They've done petty things in the past too, like Cody Rhodes, the sledgehammer on the Triple H just throwing and stuff, but not to the level that WWE is doing things. So, the match, I think this match was the best Cena has done in years. Cena used an End of Days, Baron Corbin's finisher.
Nice.
It looked really good, especially with an athletic guy like Logan Paul. I'm sure it was real easy for Cena to do because I'm sure Logan Paul did a lot of it, but it was still cool to see him do that. And Cena used the Styles Clash. Thought it was a good match. Cena won with an attitude adjustment. So I don't know why they don't call it the FU, because they're calling the STFU. So I don't know why they don't just go back to calling it the FU. Maybe because he's a babyface again. I don't know. But and then the main event 4-way for the world title: Jey Uso versus LA Knight versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins coming in as champion.
Wait a minute, you forgot a big return.
Did I forget a return? What did I forget? Oh, Brock Lesnar's back. He attacked Cena. I don't care. Do you care?
I kind of do, because I kind of miss using his character in the wrestling games.
It's going to be suplex. Like, the match that he had with Roman where he, like, brought the backhoe in and shit, did that. Those were entertaining. But if he's just going to suplex the shit out of Cena... No,
make a way and have it be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it. I'm more excited for AJ Lee making a return than I am for Brock Lesnar. It'll be fine. I'm not as pumped for Lesnar as, whatever. So yeah, they're wrestling at WrestlePalooza. I was going to talk about that in the match preview, or the PLE preview. But LA Knight crashed and burned with an elbow to the empty announce table off the second rope. You could clearly hear him say, "Here we go," so the guy could get ready to move. And that's going to happen. There's so many mics. You're going to hear those things. It's unfortunate, but it's just going to happen. Becky Lynch came in with wearing a hoodie and hit a low blow on CM Punk when he was doing the GTS on Rollins, and Rollins won with the stomp, so he retained the title, and that leads into all the AJ Lee, Becky Lynch stuff, so, it's fine, I guess. Let's go right into, since we've got all of this NWO stuff. Oh, wait. It's time for Nick's picks. What did you pick this time?
Was it 96 or 98 I chose?
You picked 98.
98, Bash at the Beach.
Right. Initially, you had picked 96, and then you realized we had already talked about 96.
Yes, we did.
I went back and watched it. I actually watched it today. This was a good pay-per-view.
Yes.
This actually was, for what it was actually a good pay-per-view. Bobby Heenan, Tony Schiavone, and Mike Tenay, doing the announcing. The first thing they do is have Mean Gene come out and start talking about the hotline. And I know the number by heart, 1-900-909-9900. I will never forget that phone number.
But it's not active anymore,
No,
people.
it's not. I wish I owned that phone number, to be honest.
Right?
Some giggles. The opening match, Perry Saturn against Raven. It's under Raven's rules. Scotty Riggs and Lodi came out with Raven. This was after Perry Saturn was wearing the jeans and stuff. He was wearing tights again. He didn't want to be in the flock anymore and all that. So.
And wasn't this the match with the stipulation if Perry Saturn won the flock?
That was the next. That's actually this one that's on the Howard camera right now. Fall Brawl the next month. If Saturn won, the flock disbanded, and if Saturn loses, he had to stay with the flock.
Yep. And on the hard cam right now, we got Rick Steiner versus Scott Steiner. And on the outside is Buff Bagwell. Unfortunately, Buff Bagwell recently had his leg amputated.
Yep, but he's got a prosthetic now,
yes.
So that's good.
And one hell of a nice guy that you could ever meet.
Yes, he's an incredibly nice guy. In this match, it's Raven's rules, so it's anything goes. They did a double stack of tables, and Saturn put Raven on the bottom table, kind of like a sandwich in between. And Canyon came out and pulled Raven off. Saturn's up on the top rope, sees him pull him off, and jumps anyways through the fucking table. I don't know. And then Canyon did a flatliner on Raven, into a steel chair.
Ooh, better than Canyon.
Yeah, I liked Canyon.
Yes.
And then Raven won with an even flow DDT. It was a good match, good opener. And then they went to Kidman of the Flock with Lodi against Juventud Guerrera. This was a great example of the WCW Cruiserweight division. Two guys that could really go. Juventud won with a 450 splash. I don't think a lot of fans from this era, where they were, they know the X division or they know the Cruiserweight from like 205 Live,
had a lot of appreciation for.
Yeah, if you didn't grow up, I mean, you can appreciate it. But when you saw Monday after Monday, the Luchadors and the Cruiserweight guys, all they did on Monday nights and the pay-per-views, Ultimo Dragon, Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, even like guys like La Parka and all, the matches were amazing, and this was no exception. And then the storyline of Chavo Guerrero being nuts.
Oh my God, yes!
So the next match is Stevie Ray against Chavo Guerrero, kind of like a warm-up, that Stevie Ray's going to beat up Chavo before his match with his Uncle Eddie. Chavo comes out with an inner tube and a super soaker, and Bobby Heenan is just classic on commentary, doing all his jokes and stuff. And Chavo was just like, doing the Cabbage Patch. He's dancing and all kinds of stuff to, cut a little time in. And then he goes to shake Stevie Ray's hand, and what happens?
Low blow!
No.
Didn't he lay down her?
No. He tapped out to the handshake.
Tapped out, yeah.
Chavo tapped out, and Stevie Ray's trying to pull away, but Chavo holds his hand and taps out. And then, says to Eddie over the microphone, "I'm so tired, I guess we're going to wrestle now." So, Eddie's freaking out.
Yep, and now we got the hair versus hair match.
Yep. And Chavo's doing comedy where, like, he's biting Eddie on the ass, and then he bites Charles Robinson, the referee, on the ass. And
Little Nate!
Stuff like that. I thought it was a really good match. I think this is the most entertaining Chavo ever was in his entire career. Eddie won with a small package when Chavo had scissors and was going to go cut Eddie's hair. Eddie just rolled him up in a small package. But then Chavo takes the clippers and just shaves his own head.
Yeah.
And Eddie, runs away, but walks away scared. And Chavo's just sitting in the chair, shaving his head.
Then takes the super soaker and drinks out of the super soaker.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it was entertaining. It was good. It didn't last long, but it was good. This match lasted about 3 minutes. Disco Inferno with Alex Wright against Conan. Conan comes out. This is the beginning of the Wolfpack. He comes out with Kevin Nash and Lex Luger. Our match goes 3 minutes. Luger racked Alex Wright on the floor, and while the referee's paying attention to that, Kevin Nash comes in, huge jackknife powerbomb on Disco Inferno. And did you notice that when Conan goes to put the Tequila Sunrise on him, he accidentally steps on Disco Inferno's head?
Yeah.
And it's just I thought that was fun.
Yeah, let me step on your head, you little fucker.
Conan won, and we need to talk about this. I've seen people say that at this point the NWO was done. The Hollywood Hogan, the red and white, you could make that argument. But that Wolfpack was fucking
yes.
Over. The Wolfpack was over like crazy. If they hadn't have done the finger poke of doom in the beginning of '99, the Wolfpack could have gone a long time.
Fuck yeah.
Especially with the return of Savage in '99. Because he was one of the original members of the Wolfpack. That could have gone on for a long, long time. The black and white, once you had like Bryan Adams and Stevie Ray and Vincent and the Disciple were the main guys, and like Horace Hogan, yeah, that wasn't going anywhere. But the Wolfpack, even Tomato Face Sting, and the Wolfpack was incredibly over. I had to say that
because especially in the documentary that you find on Peacock about the NWO, is that they said, the Wolfpack was the little sister of the original NWO. Fuck you, it was.
Nope, those red and black shirts were outselling the black and white ones.
Oh, definitely.
And then the next match, The Giant against Kevin Green. It was supposed to be a tag match with Kevin Green and Goldberg against The Giant and Kurt Hennig. But what happened the week before?
Let's see. Goldberg wanted to be stupid and put his arm through a glass window?
No. See, this is why I'm here. he won the world title from Hogan in the Georgia Dome 6 days before that on Monday Nitro. So the tag match turned into 2 singles matches. The Giant against Kevin Green and Goldberg defending the world title against Kurt Hennig.
Oh, yeah.
I know, you don't want...
No, I'm trying to jump the gun a little bit with Goldberg being stupid with putting his arm through.
No, and I get it. I just like busting your balls. It's fine. It was an okay match. Kevin Green was a freak athlete, rest in peace. And a Giant back at this time, I mean, he had no injuries. He was big, but he wasn't like 2006 huge,
No, he could fucking do a drop kick or come off the top fucking rope.
It was a very entertaining match, and the Giant won with a choke slam. And then Chris Jericho comes out, and
oh my god,
Ralphus and his Jerichoholic Ninja security, and he does the spinal tap thing where he can't find the ring, like he's in the backstage area, going to different doors and stuff. Good stuff. And he's got like a top hat and a cane. He's got the cruiserweight title. Yep. And J.J. Dillon comes out and says, because Dean Malenko attacked you on, I think it was Thunder or Nitro.
Nitro, I think it was.
I found an opponent for you. He hasn't wrestled in 6 months. And Jericho says, some local jobber. They were in San Diego. And JJ said, well, he hasn't wrestled in 6 months. And making it seem like it's just a local guy. And the music hits. It's Rey Mysterio, who Jericho had injured, and he had to have knee surgery. This is when Rey started to bulk up a little bit, but could still do the high-flying stuff. He looked awesome, and I'm not a big Rey Mysterio fan, but in this era, I was.
Don't lie, you always loved Rey.
They fought into the beach set area in the back, and Rey did a Hurricane Rana off the lifeguard stand into the sand on Jericho. Malenko came out and distracted Chris Jericho, and Rey Mysterio won the Cruiserweight title, and Dean Malenko and Jericho fought to the back. So.
And... wasn't it, I think it was the next night that Chris Jericho complained, and I think Ray had to relinquish the title.
He might have. I don't
interference.
Some of the Nitro stuff kind of runs together in this era, so it might have been.
Because I think this is when they're really building up the feud between those two.
Yeah, it could have been. I to be honest, I don't remember. I think this whole show was good, really good. And then the next match for the TV title, you've got Booker T against Bret Hart. People forget how over Booker was in WCW.
Oh, definitely.
Especially in this run in 98, 99. Everybody was raising the roof when he would come out, and the music would just... A lot of the good music back then, they would, pop instantly.
And he was still getting over after the whole stupidity with Stevie Ray, with, you're not Booker anymore, and shit like that, yada, 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 when he won the world title.
Yeah, in 2000, yeah. So, I thought this was a good match. The Brain was really good with his analysis in this match, talking about Booker's hurt knee and how Bret was, focusing on it. Bobby the Brain Heenan, sometimes in WCW, could be over the top with the comedy, and then other times he was really good.
Yes.
He was really good at analyzing the way stuff was going on. And I noticed a lot of times, it was especially during Bret Hart's matches. I think it was because he was so comfortable calling Bret stuff that he knew what to say. And, but other matches, I don't think he cared. He was getting his paycheck and he was doing the commentary. He was doing the comedy. But there were certain matches where you could tell that he was really paying attention and really cared. And this was one of them. Bret got DQ'd for using a chair, and then he did a figure 4 on the ring, around the ring post on Booker. And Stevie Ray kind of walked to the ring slowly. This was about the time where he was going to turn on Booker and join the NWO Black and White. So, they did a recap of Goldberg beating Scott Hall to win the U.S. title. Or, no, he already had the U.S. title, but he beat Scott Hall, and that meant he got a title match with Hogan later in the night. This was in the Georgia Dome, like 40,000 people, and they showed him beating Hogan to win the world title as well. So then it was time for the world title match, Goldberg against Kurt Hennig. it was a pretty quick match, but then again, Goldberg,
Goldberg's matches were.
You had to. I mean, he said himself, like, he didn't have the proper training to be doing what he was doing. At least he's humble enough to admit that. Hennig looked good. I think it's the best he had looked in a while, after all the injuries he'd had. He even got the perfect plex. They called it Hennig plex on WCW, which is always sound fucking stupid to me.
Yes.
But Goldberg, got up and speared Jackhammer and he retained the title. I don't think anybody was surprised about that,
No.
But what was the main event for Bash at the Beach 98?
My man, Dennis Rodman, teaming with Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
To take on DDP and Carlos Malone.
Yep. And that Rodman shirt, I actually have one of the official ones. His is a bootleg. And when I met Scott Hall...
But it's a sweet bootleg.
It is. Yeah, when I met Scott Hall, I was wearing my Rodman shirt, and Scott Hall said, cool Rodman shirt. So that'll always be a good memory for me, especially when he wears that.
Yes.
Lots of stalling, because what are you going to do? Karl Malone, those guys can train all they want, but those guys getting out there to wrestle, there's only so much.
It was like Jay Leno fucking wrestling.
And then they say, Malone went to the power plant or Rodman went to the power plant. They didn't train Goldberg very well, so what were they going to do in the power plant with Malone or Dennis Rodman?
Right.
There was a lot of botches from Rodman, like he did a couple leapfrogs and then he just ran into DDP. It looked like they clunked heads and stuff. The timing was off, but who knows what state of mind Rodman was in at that point. He had just won the NBA championship with the Bulls and all that stuff, so, who knows.
Plus, he's missed a lot of training with the Bulls to do a lot of the stuff with the NWO.
Right, but luckily he had Hogan in his corner who knew what to do, and then Malone had DDP, who was a perfectionist who knew what to do. So you could see there was good heel psychology. They were cutting off the ring and all that stuff.
Definitely.
There were two diamond cutters, and then the Disciple came in and hit a stunner, which they called the Armageddon or the Apocalypse. Which was fucking dumb. That was two people in WCW that were using the stunner at the time: the Disciple and the Disco Inferno.
Yep.
Come up with something different. But Hogan and Rodman won, and then they celebrated with the rest of the black and white NWO. It didn't have the same feel as the original NWO or the Wolfpack. But I'm glad you picked that. I thought it was actually a really good.
Better than the Halloween Havoc, 98.
Yeah. It's not that hard to be part of that.
Oh, I know.
Before we get into the previews, I'm glad you bought this ring. I think it's really cool. I want to get my I forgot to bring my thing. I have a new segment I'm calling Dave's Faves, where I pick a movie that I think people should watch. So I don't have a drum roll or anything. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
I don't think I have.
Formula 51 with Samuel L. Jackson. It's called 51st State on Prime Video, which even if you put Formula 51 into the search, it comes up. But it's free on Amazon Prime right now.
Nice.
Samuel L. Jackson plays a chemist who comes up with a drug. Meatloaf, the singer, plays one of the villains in this movie. And the one, like British brother from Little Nicky.
Yes.
He's one of the villains in it as well. So it's really it's funny. I mean, it's from 2000. I think it's really funny.
I was going to say, because Meatloaf was doing movies around this time.
I mean, it has British humor, dry British humor, but it also has Samuel L. Jackson, and if you know any of the humor that he does in movies, you can pretty much figure it out.
Oh, you mean motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane?
Well, not quite. He does say motherfucker a couple times, but I think it was entertaining as hell. I think it's something that everybody should check out. If you like Samuel L. Jackson, you're not going to get a lot of action, but it's funny, and I think everybody should check it out. So.
Another good movie, still going on off in it. Black Dog.
You know what? I have never seen Black Dog.
Ooh, then
is that the one that Meatloaf is in that?
Yes.
Is that the one with Patrick Swayze?
Yes.
I'll have to watch that. I've never watched that.
Ooh, Trust me, it is good.
So what games are you playing right now? Or what are you doing with gaming right now?
Right now, I'm playing...
As I'm opening up.
Kind of going back to some of the games I bought and haven't, like, played yet.
Okay.
I am... And I slept on it, and they're making a second one of it. RoboCop Remastered.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's a reimagining. It's a first-person shooter. You're playing as RoboCop.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. That sounds good.
It's a lot of fun.
Right.
I haven't gotten far in it, though. I can't tell you more about it.
Right. No, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really freaking fun.
Right.
I like the fact that you can grab a hold of like the bad guys and just fucking toss them across the room.
Right.
Like,
nice.
Get over here.
All right, cool. One thing I forgot to show, I will take a picture of this and post it on with the AJ Lee return. If a lot of people don't know, I mean, you can't really see this really well, but WWE was selling dog tags for a while. And one of the things was you would get memorabilia dog tags, like thick ones, with like pieces of shirt in them, or you would get autographs, and this one has AJ Lee's autograph in it, and it's got her on the back, so I just wanted to show that off. I decided today to go and buy a box of trading cards, AEW cards, to unbox, and I couldn't help myself, and I bought 2. So we're gonna open these up, and we're gonna show what comes out. None of these are yours because I paid for these. So.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm not big on trading cards.
Right. So I'll give you some, and I'll take some, and we're gonna see what comes out. So there's 4 of those. There's 8 packs per box, and there's that. We're not going to show all of them. I'll do a video of them laid out on the table, and we'll show what we got. Hopefully that gets some good.
Oh, your favorite one.
Oh yeah, I don't care about
Perry.
Jack Perry. I don't care about Jack Perry, but
Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong, that's cool. Jay White, Trent Beretta.
What? He's the one that goes.
Oh, Daniel Garcia, yeah, the one that dances.
Ooh, Hook.
Oh, sweet. Kanose Takeshita, one of the Prism. Like, Upper Deck does good cards, so that's pretty cool. Anthony Bowens. I mean, there's Harley Cameron in here. Oh, Ricky Starks, who's in NXT.
Oh, shit. Now. No shit. Jay White.
Nice. That's one of the Prism ones, too. That's cool.
Dustin Rhodes.
Stokely Hathaway. Yeah, I don't care about that. Hopefully we'll get an autograph or, a memorabilia card at some point, but a couple Samoa Joes. Anthony Ogogo Prism, Eddie Kingston, Brody King, Dr. Britt Baker.
Willow.
Oh, Willow Nightingale, yeah. Mark Quinn from Private Party. Oh, Nick Jackson. Yeah, don't really care about that either.
Dean Malenko?
Yeah, he's one of the backstage agents. Alex Reynolds, Saraya, another Danny Garcia, Eddie Kingston.
Referee
Alvaro Rojas, he must be one of the announcers. Mike Bennett, Adam Cole, Pack. Chris Statlander, nice.
Matt Seidel.
Nice. If this isn't entertaining, too bad, I don't care. Kyle O'Reilly, Colton Gunn.
There's Chris Kenyon.
Yeah. Kiera Hogan. Oh, I forgot she was still there.
Will Ospreay.
Wheeler Yuta, Malachi Black, Orange Cassidy, Tony Storm, Timeless Tony Storm.
Hulk Hogan down.
So I didn't get anything out of those packs, but maybe you'll get something out of that last one you opened, but...
I'm still not done yet. Sorry, people, I want to reset Hogan back up.
As if anybody cares.
I care. I'm still a Hulk Hogan fan.
Ooh, Taz. Kip Sabian.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Ooh, there you go. Eddie Kingston.
A Skybox merch Ty Mello card. That's cool. Nice insert. Ooh, a Metal Universe Malachi Black or blue. Nice. That's pretty cool. I wish some of these were numbered. Maybe they are, and I'm just not seeing it. But I like doing this. I think it's like I said, I'll post
Big Bill. You want a Big Bill?
Oh yeah, he just called out Eddie Kingston, so why not?
Austin Gunn.
Nice, one of the guns. One of the ass boys, as Danhausen would say. Julia Hart, I like that. Eddie Kingston, Ty Mello.
You got Sky Blue.
Lance Archer, nice. Serena Deeb, Eddie Kingston, Darby Allin, Tony Storm.
Jay White.
Nice. Swerve Strickland, that's cool. Layla Hirsch, I like Layla Hirsch. Marina Shafir. She's the problem, if you don't know, Marina Shafir. Kind of bummed that I haven't gotten anything good yet, but the Blade, the Bunny. Ooh, I like that. Hardware, Darby Allin. It's like a see-through
And you got another Darby Allin.
Yep. One of the... So these
Evil Uno.
Cool. Evil Uno, that's cool. Hangman Adam Page. Another Stokely Hathaway. Oh, that's cool.
There you go.
Planet Metal, Red Velvet. That's cool. I like
Lance
that.
Archer.
Yep.
Another one of the ass boys. Chuck Taylor.
Oh, Chuck Taylor, yeah. Penta Ezeramido. Penta from WWE now. These are cool. These are really cool looking cards. I'll be happy to show these off. But yeah, nothing so far. But be nice to get a memorabilia card or an autograph.
Oh, fuck off, Mark Henry.
Yeah, Mark Henry. I don't care about you anymore. More Chris Statlander. Ricky Starks, John Moxley, Sean Spears.
Oh, there you go.
MJF, Scorpio Sky, Riho. Oh, CM Punk, because this is from 2022.
Nice.
CM Punk. Paul Turner, the referee. It's not looking good. Unless you've got a bunch still to open, but this is the hobby box, so I'm hoping I hit at least something, but you never know.
There's Dax again.
Yep, Sting, Jade Cargill, Isaiah Cassidy. Another merch one, Britt Baker, Kenny Omega.
That's a nice Darby Allin.
Darby Allin, Serena D, Billy Gunn. This is my last one.
Oh, fuck this shit.
Yeah, Wheeler Yuta, who looks like, what's his name?
Superhuman.
Yeah. I don't know. These cards come from JB's Trading Cards in Hudson Falls, New York. So if you're in upstate New York, he usually he has a lot of good pulls in a lot of his boxes that he sells and stuff. So not so much today, but sometimes
another CM Punk.
Another CM Punk, a blue one. That's cool.
Oh, your favorite.
Aubrey Edwards, yeah. Max Caster, that's cool. Got too much here. So there's a lot of while he's opening those, there's a lot of wrestling events that are going to be happening soon. I figured we'd preview some of those.
Ooh, William Regal.
That's cool.
Rush.
Oh, and Malachi Black, that's cool. Nothing yet, huh?
I got 3 more packs.
Got Sheeta, another Matt Sydal. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll have the full,
right
thing here, but a gold hook, that's cool. Sheeta, another Penta, that's cool. So we're gonna preview. They're gonna do another Worlds Collide with AAA and WWE, and then AEW is doing All Out in Toronto. And the same day, WWE is doing WrestlePalooza, and then on the 26th is going to be TNA Victory Road. So what do we got? Luchasaurus, Dante Martin, Ruby Soho, Jade Cargill, Jungle Boy, Pac, and Emi Sakura. Don't care about Emi Sakura whatsoever.
Ooh.
Bonzo Gonzo, Dax Harwood, Danhausen, that's cool. Wow, not a single autograph or memorabilia card.
Damn.
Hobby box. That's pretty, that's weird, to be honest, but, no big deal. I mean, you can't always, hit stuff, so that's cool. But on the 12th of September, it's going to be AAA when Worlds Collide. The Mega Championship, I talked about this earlier. Dominic Mysterio against the champion Vikingo. I'm sure it'll be really good. Vikingo does crazy stuff, and Dominic's really good. The AAA tag titles, Pagano and Psycho Clown, the champions, against the New Day. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm sure it'll be entertaining. For the number 1 contender for the Reina de Reyes title, Natalia against Fabi Apache. Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez against Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. Mr. Iguana's Iguana Puppet is now being sold on WWE's website.
And didn't we call that?
Yeah, and it's $60, which, to be honest, is not bad, with some of the prices that Fanatics has for stuff. So I might actually get one at some point. Cause,
Don't you want DiMarito?
No, not really. And they're doing a 4-way for the Latin American title. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner, who is the champion, against Dragon Lee, Ethan Page, and JD McDonough. And then an 8-man tag, La Parca, Mascarita Sagrada, Nino Hamburguesa, and Octagon Jr. against 2 members of the LWO, Lince Dorado and Mini Abismo Negro. So you've got 2 little people and then, regular sized wrestlers. I'm sure it'll be quite entertaining. I'm sure it'll be crazy with the stuff that they do because in Mexico you don't have to tag, so I'm sure they'll be going in and out everywhere. And
definitely.
So it'll be good.
Here's your new buddy.
So that's Worlds Collide. Yeah, we're not keeping that on my shoulder. On the 20th of September will be All Out, AEW All Out in Toronto. Adam Copeland and Christian against FTR. The reuniting of Edge and Christian against FTR. I'm sure it'll be a very entertaining match.
Oh, definitely.
6-man tag, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP against Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. I'm sure that'll be very good. The TBS title, do not care about this match at all. Mercedes Moné against Riho. No, I don't care.
I just want Riho to win.
I hope that Riho's not the one that ends up winning the title, but they do need to get the title off of Mercedes.
You knocked over Goldberg!
I don't care about Goldberg. He knocks over himself half the time. So. Bye-bye, Goldberg. They're doing a coffin match, Jon Moxley against Darby Allin.
Ooh!
Yeah, MJF against Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe gets to pick the stipulations, so we're recording this on Wednesday. I'm sure that stipulation will be announced tonight, unless they're going to have Mark Briscoe kind of string MJF along a couple weeks till the show. Maybe do it at the last minute. And then a 4-way for the women's title, Toni Storm, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, and Tekla. So that sounds like a pretty solid pay-per-view in my opinion. And countering that, well, it was going to be head-to-head, but Tony Khan changed the time of his show to earlier in the afternoon as to not compete with WWE. But most of the people that are going to watch AEW are already going to watch it, so I don't think he needed to do that, but I can understand why he did. But WrestlePalooza, which used to be an ECW trademark, back in the day, the big match that I'm excited about, CM Punk and AJ Lee against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I think it's going to be really good. I think most of the match is going to be Rollins wanting to tag Becky in to get out of, away from CM Punk, and Becky's going to run away until she finally has to get in the ring with AJ Lee. I think that's the way it's going to go, but who knows? I think it'll be very good. It'll be great to see AJ Lee, and she just signed a contract, so this isn't a one and done. And when she returned, she kept the Intercontinental title, and because Becky Lynch had left it in the ring, so she wore it when she came out on Raw, a few days later. So, I'm sure that's going to be a feud, and I wouldn't be surprised if AJ Lee wins the Intercontinental title. And, of course, John Cena against Brock Lesnar. That'll be...
John Cena?
Yeah.
Where's Rey Mysterio?
Rey Mysterio. I like cookies.
You like cookies?
I'd love to see Santino make an appearance just once. And then you got the Usos reuniting against The Vision, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. They're kind of teasing Jey Uso kind of being a heel, which I don't think is a good idea because he's selling crazy merch. But, whatever, I don't write for WWE, so...
Right.
And then for the vacant women's world title, after Naomi got pregnant and had to relinquish the title, Io Sky against Stephanie Vaquer. I think that'll be an amazing match. It might be the show stealer, because Io Sky can really go, and I don't think they've let Stephanie Vaquer off the chain yet to what she can really do, so I think that'll be great. And then on the 26th of September, TNA Victory Road. This is not a pay-per-view. It's one of the in-between pay-per-views. They do special events on their TNA Plus. And this is kind of to continue storylines, and to give the people that pay for TNA Plus something special other than just the pay-per-views. The Knockouts title with Indy Hartwell as special referee. Ash by Elegance, who won the title back from JC Jane, or won the title from JC Jane, against Masha Slamovich. I mean, Ash by Elegance used to be Dana Brooke. You know, I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. Dana Brooke's a gymnast and all that stuff, and I like Masha Slamovich. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Indy Hartwell because she has been heel in the past. So if she turns heel, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever.
No.
The international title, one of my favorites, Steve Macklin, who is the champion, against Frankie Kazarian. I don't see that being a bad match at all. Both real good pros. You know, I think that would
And
be
Steve
good.
Macklin can fucking go.
Right. I haven't seen TNA in a few weeks, so I need to catch up on it. Right. But Mike Santana against Rich Holland, I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that was a pick by Trick Williams to go against Mike Santana to soften him up or something. I do need to watch TNA a little more, but that's an interesting match in my opinion. Mike Santana against Rich Holland. And then Leon Slater will be defending the X Division title with somebody to be announced. But I mean, it's a couple weeks away, so they got plenty of time to do that. But a lot of wrestling going on, and I didn't even preview the NXT No Mercy special event they're doing, and they're doing NXT Homecoming at Full Sail University.
A lot to fucking cover.
Right, with DIY against Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and it's going to be Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, and Stephanie Vaquer, all who were in NXT and got called up against JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix, Fatal Influence. So I'm sure that'll be entertaining, but, you know.
I do got some news for the wrestling game, and I wish that they didn't bury him in the My Faction bullshit. AJ Styles from 2005 is cool. In the game.
If he comes out to the original music,
yes, he does.
Better. That's cool.
And they put Triple H from '99 and My Faction. I wish that they wouldn't do this stupid My Faction stuff. Just release it as a DLC.
Yeah, so if it's My Faction, you've got to unlock them, right?
Yup, and you gotta fight this fucking computer. I hate doing that kind of shit.
Yeah, it sucks, but, you know, if you want them, you gotta do it. So we will have a lot to cover on our next episode. Plus, I'm going on vacation, so I'm sure I'll have some wrestling stuff to show off the next time we record. But I kind of wanted to get them out quicker than we had been. So this is what we did at a weekend, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So I'd like to do every other week, but we can't always do that. So, you know, I'm happy with doing this one. I think we covered a lot of ground.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with the little amount that we had, we've got almost an hour worth of the show. So.
And not only is the ring new, but Sting is new.
Yep.
My new action figure I got. And Eric Bischoff came with the ring.
No, that ring's pretty badass. But like I said, the WCW ring was never that big. But that's a really cool piece that you've got. I really like that. We buy a lot of action figures. I'm starting to get picky with the ones that I buy, but
I've been very picky because I've been wanting, like, the Attitude Era and WCW.
Yep.
I've been wanting the Monday Night War kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of Monday Night Wars figures now, so those are pretty cool.
Because, like, you and I, because I'd rather stick with the wrestlers I grew up with.
Yep. But there are certain current people that I like to get as well. Like they entered, you know, they do Mr. Iguana. I'm snatching that sumbitch up
fuck yes.
right away because it's or Psycho Clown or Pagano or you know this. A lot of the AAA guys.
If they do a La Parka, you better fucking believe I'm snagging the La Parka.
And it's not the original La Parka that you remember from WCW, but they kind of resurrected the character because they own it. So that, you know, that's cool.
Hell, even if it's not the original, I'm still going to use it as the original for WCW. Right.
So we'll have plenty to talk about. I'm sure he'll have more video game stuff. I'm sure we'll show off more stuff. I don't know how many more trading cards I'm going to buy for stuff like that, but I probably will. Thank you for checking out the show at Cheap Pops Show on social media. cheappops.redbubble.com for
merchandising.
cheappopshow.com. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you stuck with us this long, thank you very much. And to people who have subscribed and are watching our show, thank you very much. Pop Guys out.